You're listening to the TruSouL Radio podcast, where we celebrate the Bay Area's house music culture. Each week, we dive into new tracks, the local party scene, and the roots that built our community. Whether you're an OG on the dance floor or just discovering the sound, this is your space for connection, history, and groove. My guest today is none other than Cody CoFlo Ferreira, a Bay Area artist who brings the true dancer's touch to house music, a lifelong student of the American club dance and the Afro-Brazilian martial art of Capoeira. CoFlo blends movement, rhythm, and storytelling into his sound. International DJ and producer whose discography includes releases on Ocha, Yoruba, Vega Records, and many more. From the cypher to the studio, CoFlo continues to bridge the movement and sound, honoring the culture that raised him while pushing the Bay Area house music scene forward.
And I'm here with our fantastic, I'm so blessed actually to have such a group of friends. And can I even call you friend?
Yeah, why not?
This is my boy CoFlo, a very prominent figure in the house scene, Bay Area house scene. He's been around for days. Hey, you're getting up there in legendary status for me. I honestly think you're a legend.
I will be one day.
See, and that's what I love about this kid, man. He's like very humble. But yeah, welcome CoFlo to the show. Yes.
Hey, what's up? Hey, party people. Thanks for having me.
Hey, what's up, man? So yeah, I'm glad to get you out, man. And this is a podcast, so we're just gonna we're gonna travel the gamut. But like, what I really want to do here is like I said, I'm building a Marvel universe for the Bay Area house scene, right? So this is like, I got Iron Man story, whatever, Captain America, well, whatever. So this is the origin story. I want to hear the origin story, and we're gonna run the gamut. We'll go all the way from the origins. I know you're doing Space Riders over there at Mad Oak with Cecil and Cali. You have so many other projects, international DJ, international producer, and you've collaborated with some of the who's who of the house scene. And we're going to get into all of that. But let's start with, for the people that don't know, who is CoFlo?
CoFlo, that's me. I'm CoFlo Ferreira. I was born and raised here in the East Bay Area, in the San Francisco Bay Area, California. I grew up essentially dancing and chasing music and DJs from a very, very, very young age. I was very fortunate to be raised by two parents that were hobbyist musicians. So I grew up around them rehearsing with their band, at the house, throwing parties, doing gigs, those kind of things. But again, hobbyists, not professionals. And because I fell in love with music very young, music and dance, my parents were very supportive of me just seeking out endeavors to participate, to listen, and that whole thing. So where a lot of kids at 12, 13 years old, their parents, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so, running around in the neighborhood wasn't a big deal, but kind of leaving the neighborhood to go to one of the cities, and the Bay Area has three fantastic, I would call, cities for nightlife. You have San Francisco, Oakland, and San Jose. And they're all very different in terms of people, culture, and what they offer. And because I grew up in the East Bay, I was very close in proximity to San Jose and Oakland. So my parents were very supportive of me being very young, hanging out with people to go dance and go to parties and what we used to have. I guess you would call them undergrounds or like unsanctioned raves, as well as I kind of grew up going to like more of the corporate rave culture. But my parents were just always super cool with it because they knew me wanting to go out and dance and experience the music was like this artistic endeavor of what I was into. And also, it's just a new version of what my parents were doing anyways in the 60s and 70s. So yeah, I'm from here. I grew up dancing. I discovered in kind of where I think my brand is CoFlo, is this guy who's into house music and house dance. And I'm very fortunate that growing up in the Bay Area, I met a lot of people that at the clubs and the raves and stuff that were into dance. And I learned, I like to say generationally, at least here in the Bay Area and somewhat, I guess, California or the West Coast rather, I learned the dance in the vernacular sense, meaning I learned it through my community and my social situation. And as I grew up and began to take dance more serious, I started to study it more in what people would consider a codified sense, taking classes, studying different forms of dance, not just like, what colleges and stuff now would say is like more of the urban arts, American urban arts. But I started to study, anything from jazz, tap, ballet. I grew up, growing up here, especially in the East Bay, there was a big Capoeira culture, and something that I began participating in very young, and still something that I'm studying to this day. So I have like this, I have this wide range of like movement arts focuses and musical influences and focuses and studies. And, that's who I am, as like, that is the spirit in me, I guess you could say. And then what I guess offer to the world in terms of my creation is I'm very much a dancer. I'm very much a music producer. I'm also a music artist. I'm a mix engineer or an audio engineer. I'm also, I'm a husband. I'm a friend. In some cases, depending on what community you're in, I'm a community activator and community leader. But yeah, I'm doing my thing. And as CoFlo, if you look me up, you're gonna see me as like this DJ music producer guy. But I definitely think that's just one dimension of who I am, I guess, spiritually and or as a person.
You're listening to an exclusive interview with CoFlo here at TruSouL Radio.
And that's the interesting thing. I thought on it, and I'm pretty sure we go back to the early 2000s, because so when I was coming up, I used to DJ with this guy. His name was Chris Serrano. Yep. And he had a cousin named Gabi.
Yeah, Gabi.
And then we used to go to Gabi's place when Memo was there. What was his name? DJ Shadow or whatever.
yeah.
Super OG rave DJ, right?
Yeah.
And so I think through a collaboration with Gabi, we actually did a Halloween party way back in the day at Gabi's house, and you guys were there, and that's where I first met Vid and Sivan.
Oh,
and,
shit, yeah.
all the old school heads from that little group.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was interesting because we kind of do go way back. But
for sure.
But I wanted to touch on something because it's very interesting. Like hearing the origin story. And what were the sounds like in that home when you were growing up and you had such an eclectic kind of, your parents were musicians and all of those things? What sounds were coming out of there? What were you exposed to?
My parents exposed me to a lot of like guitar music and a lot of American folk, Southern rock, psychedelic rock. So, there were times where the turntable had the original self-titled Santana album. Mm-hmm. Could be Pink Floyd, could be CCR, could be the Beatles. My dad was like this. My dad was like, when it came to like guitar music, my dad was kind of an ethnomusicologist in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. for certain decades and styles of guitar music. He was really studied and really really opinionated. And it was funny because he was this huge Beatles fan that didn't really like the Beatles.
Oh my gosh.
So, he would constantly play a song, and he would talk about the song and talk about like what the Beatles maybe contributed to like recording culture and different things like that. But like, he would be like, oh, but they're not my, they don't hold a candle to like John Fogerty or Journey or, you know what I mean? It's just like in his mind, he was like, he saw the influence and the brilliance with like a band like the Beatles, which, are, undisputedly this massive influence in the entire artistic world. But like, he just wasn't into what their music was, which I always really resonate with, because it's like even today, like artists that I really fuck with that I don't really fuck with, like musically. It's super inspired, but I don't really listen to them, so to speak.
Yeah.
But like, growing up, it was a lot of different things like that. But the cool thing is like, immediately when I began to develop my own taste for music and hip hop and rap and electronic music and like Latin freestyle and energy and stuff like that, like iEnergy and stuff. Like my parents, even if they weren't into it, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's all for it." Like, I mean, when I was 10, I had already been collecting tapes for a long time, but like CDs were like a thing, like starting to become a thing. I think they were already a thing, but I was always like had tapes and we had records and stuff at the house. But I remember asking my parents for a CD player, and you know, I think it was like a birthday and some change, and then a Christmas came and they got me a CD player, and I had no CDs. It played tapes too, but they were like, okay, you get one CD, you know, every month or every other month or something. We'll go to Tower Records and pick up a CD. And they were like, what's the first CD you want? The first CD I got was Dreaming of You, Selena.
Oh my goodness.
And it was like, my dad was like, this is what you want? Like he thought for sure I was going to pick some like rap or something
gangster or something.
Yeah, just something like, cause what I was listening to on tape a lot was a lot different.
Yeah.
I think like at the time I was listening to like Kid Frost or something like on repeat, you know,
a lighter shade of brown. Like the OG.
Yeah. So, you know, and he was like, oh, Selena, you know, and I was like, yeah, Selena's what's up.
Hey man, bitty bitty bum.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, she was beautiful, and I don't know, there's something about that album I really enjoyed. So anyways, you know, that my household was filled with stuff, and I think my musical education from my parents was like, you know, if I could really sum it up to an appreciation of things, it's like this Southern rock, psychedelic rock, guitar-driven music, which is crazy because it's always a corner in my music that I've not stayed away from, but there's very little in terms of what I publish when it comes to the guitar stuff. And it's because I feel like I might be faking the funk a bit just because it is so much a part of like what my dad was passionate about, but it's not like an area that I heavily focused on when I got into my own thing.
Yeah.
And but I do plan on doing like a lot more guitar-led and driven music. But I'm not a guitar player, so that makes it difficult
that's
to write the music. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but well, we hope to hear that soon, man. Because I did remember you posting a guitar.
Yeah.
IG, like, I got a guitar.
Yeah, it's like I've had guitars my whole life, and I can definitely like pick up a guitar and play some chords or whatever. But you know, it's an instrument that has, you know, like most instruments, has like 1,000 different feels, 1,000 different ways to approach it.
Yeah.
If you're not practicing, you don't have like, you know, it's not just muscle memory, but like muscle dexterity in your wrist, your fingers, the calluses in your hands. You know, like I play, and it's been some time since I practiced it habitually, but I play a berimbau. It's like the mestre dos mestres. It's like the master of all masters in Capoeira, and it's a very simple instrument, but it can be really beautiful if it's played well, and it's percussive, so it's rhythmically driven, and like it fucking hurts to play. Yeah. And even though I've played it, you know, for 15 plus years, like, you know, religiously and practiced it, like even today when I pick it up after not playing it for like a couple months, it's like one session in, it's like my hands are blistered, my hands cramped, you know, those kind of things. So certain instruments, like it's not like a keyboard. I mean, not to say you don't have to have dexterity there, but it's like, it's not like you sit down, you sit down with a guitar and your fingers might be fucked for like 2 days. Yeah. You know, like to come back to it.
I never thought about the physical aspect of that.
Yeah. Like, some instruments are crazy physical.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I played the trombone.
You know,
in a jazz band. Yeah, and my lips would just be, you know, numb.
Embouchure's a bitch.
Yeah. So, and then all your jaw and your, So
absolutely.
that was a thing, but yeah, I never thought of that. So that's really interesting.
It sounds like an excuse, but it's not.
It's not an excuse, but
it's not the excuse. It's, you know, it's time and everything else.
Well, could you like, well, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, could you liken it to like you gotta be like you could only be like a one sport person now, like. One guy plays football, and then one guy plays basketball. Like you can't do like the whole thing like everyone was playing all the sports.
Here's the thing: is like I'm not an old man, but I'm not a young man. So I've lived enough life to realize that if you want to be good at something, you do have to put in a lot of time into, to really grow and learn from it. You have to put a lot of respect into that thing that you want to study. And I've put so much more time into study and the creative energy around music production and being like a producer and wearing that hat, because like a lot of people misconstrue with what a producer is in music because of this like culture of beat making. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you making beats doesn't mean you're a music producer. It's a different craft, and this is not to shit on people that are incredible beat makers. There's a whole thing to that. But like that and audio engineering have been such an artistic drive for me, and I put so much of my effort, especially easily the last 15 years, just into the focus of those. Like it's most of my time that being a musician, which I don't consider myself a musician, has like completely suffered and is also just not a priority. And I get the bug up my ass to be like, become a musician, like really play keys, really play guitar, all this stuff. And then, and then I don't know, I just wear this other hat better, maybe because I put more time in or.
Well, they say 10,000 hours, right?
Fuck like, I mean, that's real.
You put 10,000 hours in, bro.
I mean, like I definitely haven't put 10,000 hours into guitar, 10,000 hours into piano. Or, some of these other instruments.
Well, and the other thing I know you put 10,000 hours in is the dance aspect.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I could easily put like 20, maybe 30,000 hours by now.
Yeah, well, tell me about that, man. How did that like evolve? I mean, you said it was in your younger days. Yeah, but
I mean, it's weird. Like, it's obviously hell of important to me, and I definitely consider myself a dancer. I hope I'll. I plan to dance for the rest of my life. I don't ever plan to stop studying it and doing it and being involved in the communities that are more hyper-focused than dance. But, I feel like for me is in the music world, especially doing dance music, like it drives everything that I focus on in terms of how I make my music. Like it's hard for me, and this is to the detriment of like me wanting to be a more, I don't want to call it well-rounded, but just more versatile maybe of an artist in terms of a writer or producer or whatever. But so much of what I do, I cannot listen to or think about how it makes me want to create movement and dance. And that's a weird thing, because a lot of people go, oh, that's a superpower. That's like something you have that these other people making dance music don't have. And well, that's true. I do. The glass is half full in that way, but the glass is half empty, where sometimes I probably am missing some really brilliant thing, whether premeditated or by mistake, because I'm still seeing dance in my mind. Like I'm still seeing the imagery of movement and how to respond to this music. And that does push you in a direction, obviously. So like, it's the glass is always half full and the glass is always half empty. And that's how it works with that. Now, the dance is something I'll never let go of. And in a lot of ways, it's been like one of the defining things for me as an artist, but also as a person, to be able to like develop some sense of like where humanity is and where I fit in the landscape of, people and culture and communities and things. And the reason why I say that is because I've been able to dance all over the world. Way before I've had the opportunities to do music in different places in the world, dance has taken me to a lot of these places. And it's not like dance took me in those places because I was, some incredible talent that was given lots of opportunity. In some cases, I was given opportunity. In a lot of cases, I created my own opportunity just to build with people in places in different cities, states, countries, and so on. So I have accolades in dance. I don't really consider them all that crazy, considering how many of my good friends have so many more accolades. But I think for a guy, especially right now, who identifies as like this like music guy, I'm pretty fucking dope at dance for being a music guy. So I mean, I definitely humbly say that, just because I still very much practice it, and I still I still get down, and I've still found myself, even as recent as last year, competing in like international level competition and things. So it's like, it's not like it's going away. And it's also the thing that makes me less of a fucking of a poop in the environment of like being amongst music people.
Yeah.
And I say this with the most amount of love, but a lot of my homies will fuck with me when I say this in the best way. Like, I walk into a club or a festival or something that I'm booked at, and I'm with like, you know, these peers and these people who a lot of times, like, now I'm being put in rooms with these people that I've looked up to for eons and been collecting their records forever. And I'm like blown away that I got them in my contact list or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're over here, you know, kind of awkward in some cases because if they're not like amongst their peer group, you know what I mean? Like some of them are social and stuff, but like, you know, but like these people are introverts, a lot of them, and they're just kind of like in their own bubble where like I'm out with like, you know, and I don't say this in any kind of like hierarchy, but I'm out with the fans.
No, and
you know, like I am a fan. I'm out with the fans dancing, you know.
And you know what? We got to mention David's party last night because we're at David's party last night. He had his birthday at Audio in San Francisco. Yeah. And I'm across the room. I always pull up a cut, like, you know, probably on the right side of the DJ booth. You know, I stay attached to like a wall or like like a bench or some place where I could sit because I'm kind of old now.
Sure.
So and I look over and I see all this energy right in front of the DJ booth, and it's you. You're out there dancing
for sure, like
a man among the people, basically.
Yes.
You know, and it's amazing to me that you do that because you are kind of world renowned now. I mean, you're getting gigs internationally. Your records are on very reputable, influential labels in the industry, and to see you there, like just partying down and being like a fan, taking selfies with David in the back.
I mean, look, it's like
you're listening to TruSouL Radio, roots from the underground.
I grew up going to parties before they were open because, you know, again, I was super blessed to have the support from my parents, but also like my community to like sneak into clubs and go to parties very young, getting a fake ID very young. And like I grew up kind of being a part of this, like you got to go early, not only because sometimes the dancers wanted to go early, but also because like that's how I would get into places. Right. So like I came up with this time period where it's like, oh, I'm going to stick out this whole party. And now, not to say I always want to stick out the whole party, because it's definitely not the case. I'm definitely, especially because I make music all day long or engineer all day long, like sometimes it's like I want to go out, but it's like my ears. I'm fatigued, not because of the volume necessarily, but I'm fatigued spiritually from like hearing music. And, you know, I still am of this mindset when I'm traveling where if I'm not on like some crazy, you know, next thing, nuts to butts, packed up kind of tour of traveling and all this stuff, but I'm like in a city for 2 days or something or whatever, like why wouldn't I want to go experience like the whole thing and get a sense for what's going on? And it's still the coolest fucking feeling to like have like this really dope DJ, whether I'm middling or in some cases, you know, I've been blessed this year to headline some cool events, like whether I'm middling or headlining or whatever, like how cool is it to catch rec on like whoever the DJ is, who's like, you know, putting some shit together, but maybe like the crowd's not all the way there for them. And then like I'm there, you know, really, really putting that energy into the floor with everybody else. So, you know, there's been many times I've been at shit that I'm headlining where I'm starting the dance floor. Yeah. You know, and then I get on and then I play and I'm not leaving the energy. It's like I'm bringing it with me.
Yeah, it's like the continuation of what you're doing on the dance floor.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, to me, it's like I've definitely turned at least this year a couple dozen. I know it's not many, a couple dozen. It's not that many people considering how many people are around in parties, but I've at least turned a couple dozen people into fans just for the fact that they loved what I did musically, but they got to see me go through the whole thing.
Yeah, like you were down like a man of the people, man. Yeah. You're down in the trenches. I wouldn't call them trenches though, because that's a very spiritual area.
Sure. But I mean, you could, but like dancers, call those people civilians. So like they don't look at them, you know, high level dance people. Like not saying humanity wise, they don't look at them the same, but like the dance culture doesn't look at regular dance people as the same kind of people. When it comes to club culture.
No, you know, I get it. I'm a civilian then, bro.
Yeah. I mean, most people are, and you need civilians. You know, I think the young people especially internationally. And America's one thing because it's not quite the same as internationally, but like the international dance community is starting to, and I could be completely talking out my ass because it's not like I spend umpteenth amount of hours in the international dance culture, but they spend a lot of time dividing amongst themselves between the people that are like, oh, I'm a dancer, but I'm also in the club. Yeah. And you're never in the club. You're just at competition or, you know, whatever. And it's funny to me because, you know, this year I got to do House in the Park Atlanta weekend there for my second year in a row. And it's like such a beautiful thing because the pedigree and the generations of like people enjoying that music in that part of the country is just, and the amount of people that have like migrated from the East Coast and the Midwest and stuff down to the South. And you just get to like be amongst like people that couldn't fathom in a million fucking years that people dancing like as creatives would ever separate themselves between people that go out to the party and people who don't. Yeah. Like they're just like, what are you talking about? Like, why does it even matter? Like you do this dance, like you go out and you do this dance, like that's cool. Like it's like, it's so funny to see the opposites of like culture and like also generationally, like age in some case. Yeah. But I mean, even the American dancers are like, you know, are like that a lot too. And they don't even have to be that old where they're not thinking there's like this division. You just kind of like go do the thing that you want to do. So anyways, I don't know if that was a ton of digression from the original idea of like where's dance gone for me and where it is, but
hey, look, man,
where it is.
We're traveling wherever this goes.
Okay.
But I do want to, I got to pin you down to something because what were you sneaking into? Like, what were these clubs? What were these venues? Talk about the venues. Talk about the clubs when you were young.
Yeah. Well, the first like club, like actual party experience was at San Jose Live.
Oh, wow.
And that was
San Jose Live. Oh man, I haven't heard that forever.
Yeah, and and that was really short lived. It was like only, I want to say, a summer and some change because it closed after that. Like I was right at the end of it.
Because they let underage kids.
Well, no. It was specifically a Sunday night underage party.
Oh, okay.
So I don't remember the exact rules because I remember them asking for high school ID, which I didn't have. Yeah. But my homies, my neighborhood homies were some of my neighborhood homies were actually from San Jose and their family had moved into the East Bay. And they were like, no, as long as you have like a school ID, because I had my junior high ID. And they never cared.
Come on, I mean, how can you? It's like a laminated piece of paper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shit, even driver's licenses were back then,
right?
But like it. But I don't even remember after like maybe once, if that, them even asking for an identification because I mean it's all ages. There was no alcohol from what I recall, and if there was any alcohol, I wasn't interested in it at the time, and it was like a proper club with different rooms, different dance floors. And like, you know, I would say like why I was going wasn't because I wanted to go to a nightclub. It was because I wanted to go dance in these places where these dances were done. Mm-hmm. And like, I literally remember the first thing I walked into was a cypher. It was like I walked into the foyer of the club where it had its own like, and it was like breakbeats electro going on. Yeah. And it was like a fucking proper cypher. Right. And there was like San Jose heads there, like strutting and roboting and like
locking,
and like, you know, I've told this story a number of times to different people, but one of the first people I saw that kind of had like a brand of their whole thing was Spacewalker, who's like an infamous South Bay dance legend. So anyways, like that was some of my, you know, first, you know, I guess if you want to call it clubbing kind of experience, but like, you know, we were going to raves out towards like Sacramento, out towards the Valley. Some of the clubs that I was sneaking into when I was like 15, 16 was like Agenda. It was like on First Street. So Agenda. It wasn't Cactus Club anymore, but it was something else.
Cactus Club, man. I haven't heard that name in years.
It wasn't Cactus anymore. It was something else. But anyways, like it was like almost every Tuesday I was trying or failing to sneak into Agenda. Yeah. I was going to, let's see, what else was there? Oh, as time went on, I started going to Remedy. I was sneaking into Remedy quite often. Remedy. I can't remember the name of the venue when New Life had been going for like maybe a year. Was that in... It was.
Was it in the East Bay?
No, it was in San Francisco.
Oh, are you talking about King Street on the back?
It was in King Street.
I think it was King Street.
It was King
where
Street.
they had that party.
What was the name of that? Do you remember the name of that venue?
The venue, it was the backside of Townsend. It was called King Street Garage.
Oh, it was called King Street Garage.
Yeah, I think you're talking about that where Patrick had his party back there.
Yes.
They were playing vinyl still, I think, back in the day. Yeah.
If I'm getting my years close, I'd snuck into there a few times. I had snuck into, well, I had a fake ID at this point, but I would go to like Sound Factory. I would go to City Nights.
Man. Oh man, City Nights.
Of course. I mean, City Nights was like really common. There's a lot of dancers there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was performing for a singer at City Nights when I was like 16, and I remember the rule was I wasn't allowed to leave the green room or the nest, like that catwalk nest thing, which was weird. But I got to party. I remember being really young, getting to party there.
That's funny.
Yeah, so...
You ever go to the Edge in Palo Alto?
Yeah, okay, and that was another good one.
That was a cool spot.
The Edge, what was the other one? Limelight?
Oh, Limelight.
That right?
That's right. It was like in Sunnyvale.
Yes, Sunnyvale.
Oh my gosh, man. That's super old school.
Man, I'm trying to think of other ones. I'm sure later today I'll be like, oh yeah, and then there was this one, and this one.
And this one.
Yeah, but and I remember, fucking Pink.
Oh, Pink.
In Mission, was that 16th?
It's between 16. It was on 16th between Mission and Valencia.
Yeah.
In the heart.
Yeah.
But before it was Pink, it was called Liquid.
Oh, yeah, I never went to it when it was Liquid.
So Liquid was where David used to do Taboo on Tuesdays. But here's an interesting story.
But he did Taboo at Pink too, though.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, because I remember I used to go to it.
Yeah, so it started as Liquid. It was only half of what Pink was. Like, they cut a hole in it.
And it went around the loop. Yeah, I never went till it had like that loop.
Yeah,
thing.
Before it was like a long hallway looking thing. So here's an interesting, funny story that'll tie back into this situation. So I'm at Chabot College, like one of the many times I was back at junior college, and I had a geography class, and whatever, no biggie, right? So I'm going out because I'm following David around. So I go out to Liquid, and I'm dancing, and back then you come outside, like if you want to get some air, you can go in and out of the club. It's a small venue, so I come out, and lo and behold, there's a guy from my geography class at Chabot there. And it's freaking CeCil.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So CeCil's there kicking it, and we're like, "What? You come out, yeah." And it was kind of cool. But yeah, we'll get to CeCil and Cali and all the people party and all of that stuff. But yeah, it was kind of interesting that you brought up Pink because Pink had a lot of history, man. We did some stuff there. I did some stuff there with 3 Degrees and Chris Serrano and Frankie Boise had us out like a few times over there. So. That was a really cool venue, man. I mean,
the first venue I ever went to with a fake ID, it was a Wednesday. I think it was a Wednesday night. It was a Wednesday or Thursday night, and I just got my fake ID, and I was pumped. And I called all the dance homies. They were in my crew, and none of them could go out, like they had work or whatever. And my boy Lex, he was like, "Oh, fuck it, I'll go out with you." I think he was living in the city at the time. He's like, "Where you want to go?" And I was like, "Oh, Pat's playing at Cherry Bar."
Cherry Bar.
Yeah, and I think I've maybe been to Cherry Bar once or twice after that, but like I'd never heard of it and never been to it. I don't even remember if it was on Folsom or on Harrison.
It's somewhere in Soma, I guess, huh?
It was Soma, but I'm just trying to remember what were the cross streets. Anyways, we fucking roll up. We open the door. It's like a full on like at least for that night, like dyke lesbian bar.
Yeah.
And everybody looked at me and Lex like, what the fuck is going on? And it was the same style of setup as Pink, where it's like the long bar run and then you make the loop at the end and the dance floor is on the other side. And like, I remember just kind of smiling at all these ladies. They were sitting at the bar, and we walked straight around, and there was Pat, and I can't remember who else was there, maybe Chris or somebody, but we just walked straight around and just like started dancing. And there was like very few people on the dance floor. It was a slow night, but it was just funny how I was like, this is the place. So I was like, I was chomping to like go out and dance, but I used to chase David and Pat around pretty religiously.
Yeah. Patrick, I don't know. There was a spot in San Leandro they used to do when Vid was throwing Wrecking Shop.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
I never went to that spot.
Oh my God, what was the name of that spot? I can't remember, but it was just really interesting because you just had like Patrick Wilson playing deep house in San Leandro of all places.
Yeah.
Man, I think it was called Taboo actually, but it was spelled differently, TABU.
Oh, okay.
And it was right on East 14th.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder if
it was it that Mexican restaurant?
Yeah, it's like a Mexican place.
Yeah.
Now.
So, well, I don't think it is anymore, but I think I've done some parties there as the years have gone on. I was like, because a lot of people start like that place had always kind of been like a DIY. Yeah. DIY.
Well, I always respected Pat because he would do those kind of things.
Yeah.
He would just set up shop and do deep house on them, just like wherever he's at.
So something, if I could, I don't need to give Pat his flowers, but if I could give some to him, Pat is lineage wise, at least for me, with my lineage, when you look at like if you put me on the family tree and you look at the branches and the roots, Pat and Oscar were like they're the descendants of like my dance lineage in the Bay Area.
Oh yeah.
And Pat was definitely as a very young man. Definitely as a young man, not as a teenager, because I didn't quite have the exposure to him dance-wise as a teenager. By the time I developed my taste for things as a young man, and when I say young man, like still like probably 18, 19, whatever. But then when I started kind of getting into Pat's dance a little bit more, he was starting to not dance out as much, at least that I would see him when he was out. But like, to give him his flowers, and I'm just totally putting mentality. I'm putting the mentality of him DJing out there that probably is not his mentality, but it's just my take on it.
You're listening to an exclusive interview with CoFlo here at TruSouL Radio.
When you come from like club dance, like as like a form of expression, it's all about like reps. Like this, you like this song, you want to go catch rec to it. Like you go and throw the sessions down, or you exchange with other dancers. It's like these reps. It's like very much like it's jazz music in the way that instead of calling a standard and then getting to the place of improvisation, the standard is the track that you're dancing to. It's fucking Sugar is Sweeter, I'm on Van Helden, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's whatever the tune is at the time, and then you're tossing the session around with the dancers, and you're getting your chance to like improvise and solo. And that mentality of like getting your reps in, I think is something that between like Pat being a dancer and also his generation of being a DJ, like he probably was more prone to being like, oh, I'm just gonna go do deep house in East Oakland on a fucking Tuesday, or I'm gonna go do this at 5 a.m. off Broadway or whatever. Like I don't think he's thinking like it needs to be this thing for this reason. I think he's like, it's just getting the reps in to like express the art. At least this is why I always admired being able to catch him, like for a closing set where like no one showed up to the last hour at some club on like 5th in Oakland, and then he ends the last 10 minutes with E2, E4.
Yeah.
Or something, and you get to like, you get this like, you get something out of it that that isn't quite the same now. And, I don't want to sound like an old man, but it's just like the way of DJ culture and party promotions, the way they're booking sets. And like, it's just changed a bit now. It's just different. Yeah.
Well, I remember Pat was doing stuff in Albany.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like he would do stuff like in the cuts.
Yeah. Albany's an unassuming city for some clubbing.
Yeah. For people who don't know, it's kind of a little nook there in Berkeley, like near Berkeley, right?
Yeah, it's like,
Cerrito,
it's like Oakland, San Francisco, and San Jose all have their suburban metro areas. Yeah. And like some of those suburban metro areas, like most places in America, because it's big, they have clubs and nightclubs and bars, and sometimes people set up and do DIYs and things. And, a good example, like Campbell has...
you talking about Cardiff?
Cardiff's like 1,000 million years old, and they still have a fan base on like a Thursday night. It's a small spot, but like proper booth that's literally hanging.
Oh, they have proper sound in there.
I mean, it's proper.
They got like an A9 in there now.
Yeah, and before MMA was like as famous, like all the local MMA like gangsters, like the people who are really studying the craft of MMA, they're all like busboys and bouncers there.
Yeah,
like we saw Jake Shields raving at like fucking was it Bill Graham or no? It might have been the Cow Palace. But anyways, like
pulling security details somewhere.
Yeah, well, I think he was doing something else.
That's like, well, a lot of people doing something else, but hey, you know what? It's all love when you're out there. Totally. I mean, everybody's welcome. It's all, that's the thing. That's the wonderful thing about house music, the community.
Totally.
And like I appreciate us going through the venues, because that's why I'm trying to get on the podcast. I'm trying to get some stuff going.
Yeah, for sure.
As far as repping the Bay, and you came out as a dancer. And you had a couple of collectives, man. I wrote some stuff down. Soul Shifters, Circle of Fire.
Yeah.
Tell me about those guys, man. Tell me.
Yeah. So Circle of Fire is the short of it is that it's a dance crew, or like a collective of friends that I would say roughly half of them kind of grew up in the Union City, Hayward, kind of East Bay area, and then the other half were kind of either from other places in the country, but kind of like developed into their, formative years in Seattle, Washington. Mm-hmm. And a few people from here were kind of they would visit both states because of their parental or their home situations or whatever. And once people became kind of like young adults, this group of people essentially were all kind of like either living together or within proximity of each other, all dancing together and partying together. And they started this group called Circle of Fire. And Circle of Fire became, very underground dance culture stuff, but like it became internationally famous because it was the first when breakdancing was really starting to take on like this evolution of art and this transformative idea of like the next level of physicality and the next level of expression. And it became an international thing, like more openly international. This is like, we're going into the age of, starting to be the internet, starting to have a little bit of video, but it's like still not YouTube era. And VHS tapes are being passed around and sold internationally. And Circle of Fire was kind of like this breakout group of friends that were like club rave kids that were being put on these like high level competitive breakdance stages when they didn't consider themselves as breakdancers. Mm-hmm. And they were being put in like an artistic category. It's kind of like, the way I could explain it is very similar to like, let's say you do like winter sports, skiing and snowboarding and fucking what's that one called where they bobsled's a good example, but what's the one where they scrub the snow and the big old puck luging, or not luging, what is it called, where they have to make a big ball go into the target,
roll that thing. Oh my gosh, man, it's on the tip of my tongue,
right? So I can't like remember. you name the winter sport that all coincides around ice, right? And like, not to say all these things all exist next to each other, but they exist next to each other because they hold like a similar like intention around like human ingenuity and dealing with the snow and the cold, whatever. Circle of Fire was like in that world of snow and ice in terms of like sports, but the world of breakdancing was like competitive figure skating, like Christy Yamaguchi, like it was this particular thing, and it was and it's really gotten to that point now. It's like really it was evolving into that point. And Circle of Fire were like bobsledders, you know what I mean? And it was like, but they were being put in the same sandbox to play, and they became really famous for that because they looked hella fucking different, but everybody fucked with them. Like it was like once they were done losing, because they wouldn't win because they weren't Christy Yamaguchi, they weren't that playing in the same game. Once they would lose, they were the guys that were leading the charge to go out to the party and go to the club or whatever. So like they became community figures of being like, these very sociable people, these like great people to party with. They were dope fucking artists, is like undeniable, but they weren't like this competitive force. And so that crew is is something that I grew up, you mentioned you're trying to establish the Avengers. Like, I grew up treating them like they were the Marvel superheroes. Like, I was watching them, and they're only, in some cases at most, maybe 9 years my senior. I grew up watching them, seeing what they did, and just being like so fucking blown away with how they do their art and what they were. And, I was like, once I kind of like stopped playing basketball, and Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Allen Iverson, Shaq, like once these people weren't a thing for me anymore, it was like the Orbitron and B-Boy Free and AM and E.T. and like all these dancers, that were like 808 and like these people that became like my kind of thing. So I befriended them just the sheer fact of growing up in the East Bay and being in proximity to, people like Gabi, who was a part of Circle of Fire. Yeah. And he was, a mentor to me in terms of like vernacular dance shaping and stuff. And, I ended up becoming a part of the crew by proximity of family, which, I definitely waved that flag high. If I would have been 10 years older, the flag would have been different. Like it would have had different reverence because of the time period. Yeah. But something to coincide with that kind of like family mentality was the fact that there were so many like multifaceted artists in the Circle of Fire and then friends adjacent that there became a thing where, and I'm gonna really shorten the story, but B-Boy Free from the Circle of Fire wanted to make like a competitive crew, and the short story of it is it didn't really work out, and it turned into this artistry collective of friends adjacent. So Soul Shifters became like this multifaceted artistry collective, tattoo artists, painters, musicians, music producers, MCs, dancers, photographers, videographers, cinematographers, writers, like just like people that are just into like all these different things, whether professionally or as hobbyists, and a lot of really dope professionals, and then also a lot of like really dope hobbyists, or like professionals in one thing, but hobbyists in another. Yeah. And that's kind of like in Soul Shifters is very international. It's not located to a specific area. It's just very friends adjacent. Mm-hmm. And I've always said like kind of like the creed of like Soul Shifters is like you have this necessity to create. It's like it's a part of your being, and that you have to create or self-destruct, so to speak. Which is funny because I kind of feel like I always thought that was special for the Soul Shifters, but now I'm kind of realizing like I think that's biologically how we're wired. We're supposed to create. It feels good to create, even if it's not your job. It's like, well,
imagination is what sets humans apart from any other life form on the planet, right?
I mean, most likely.
Yeah, like so I just believe like, a human's responsibility is to use your imagination, right? Which is totally in any form, whatever form you can create. I mean, anything that you do where you take a thought and
turn it into something.
Yeah. Manifest it. Even me writing pen on paper, whatever. Yeah. That's manifesting at its core, right? Like totally. Something as simple as that, a doodle. Yes. Or a letter or whatever. Write your name. Right. That's an expression, right?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
So yeah, that's really amazing, man. I mean, that whole, the thing that's really interesting about you is that you have all this stuff rolled up into, and we haven't even got to like your music production yet. Like we're still diving in. There's one more important piece of this that I wanted to hear about, and that's the capoeira stuff.
Yeah. So capoeira is an Afro-Brazilian martial art that, and I'm not going to give you a history lesson because there's plenty, especially by now in the age of YouTube, like there's plenty to educate you, or at least like give you certain stories because it's a deep well. But it's a martial art that I discovered because of proximity. Once again, I was very fortunate that one of the first people to bring capoeira internationally outside of Brazil was a man named Mestre Cody, who brought capoeira to Hayward once again in the East Bay, and early generations of Circle of Fire like Gabi and Seth and another like club adjacent people like Chris Montiel, like who's now Mestre Recruta. He capoeira became like his everything. These are all people that I grew up like watching dance and being around dance and sneaking into these clubs. And, I didn't realize it then, but very quickly once I got into my 20s, I realized that so much of the Bay Area, at least that I was being exposed to, had like capoeira tendencies or experimentation. It wasn't, if people weren't like literally doing capoeira in the club, they were like borrowing ideas from classes they were taking or kind of getting bit by. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that you had a Mestre Acordeon who came here, eventually started, like, for lack of a better description, a Brazilian Cultural Center in Berkeley. And him and the other mestres, Mestre Sueli and Mestre Han, were like just super encouraging to like young people getting to do their shit. It's like, I don't know. I'm not like an aficionado on Brazilian culture at all, but I get this sense of like the Baiano, like Brazilian culture of being like very much as like the people doing their thing in their community, you know, small world shit, but on a big world platform, you know, because Brazil's huge. Yeah. But it's like, you know, just like people getting to do their thing, and like people are less, you know, in the world of arts in America, in other places like in Europe and stuff, like art can be so pretentious. Yeah. And it just didn't feel like that, you know, hanging around what was called the Capoeira Arts Cafe. Like it just didn't feel like that. So like events were encouraged, and some of the earliest like open format, no rules kind of dance competitions were being held at that space. And this would have been like late 90s, early 2000s, including, you know, DIY parties that Pat would spin at. Right. You know, and you know, like getting to be around that always influenced kind of like how I moved and how I danced, and me thinking I was practicing the art form in a way of physicality. And then some years went by, and I decided to start trying to train, and I had started training with some friends of mine in Hayward, and you know, it was cool, but it wasn't like the experience I was around when I was around like Mestre Acordeon, Mestre Han, Mestre Sueli in like Berkeley. And anyways, Chris, Mestre Recruta, he wasn't a mestre yet, but he decided to start his own school back where he grew up in Hayward. Yeah. So he called me. He was like, "Hey, you wanna get this group going with me?" So me and a couple other like older homies, as well as like some students that had been around for a while, like Gabi, et cetera. We started doing this school with him, and the school still exists. Yeah. It still exists. It's in downtown Hayward off of B Street. Yeah. And it's called UCA Hayward, and it's still very much a part of my life. A couple of years ago now, I graduated from our school system, which, you know, for people who follow capoeira, you know what that means. For people who don't follow capoeira, it's kind of like every school has their own like system, but when you graduate, it's kind of like saying like you're a black belt. It's kind of like, you know, you've achieved a lot, and you have the experience to where you probably should be teaching and passing on lineage. You should go
on your own, like get on out of here.
Yeah, in my group, it's very much like that, where it's like you can also receive like a title if you are kind of like running your own thing. And I've always been very transparent about this with my masters, but like I never really had the ambition to like become a master or start my own school or whatever. It's just like I had other things I wanted to do creatively, and I felt like capoeira was like the only thing that I didn't feel like I had to be something. It was like dance, I felt like I had to be this, and music, I feel like I had to be like this. And capoeira has always been this thing where it's like such a moving meditation for me. Yeah. And at the same time, very culturally enriching. So it's a bit, you know, I still, as much experience as I have in that art form, I still feel like a tourist very often because
you're a civilian.
Yeah, I do. And I feel that way in a lot of times, you know, just because it's so rich, and it's, you know, and it's another culture. No matter how good we are at it in America, it's not American. Yeah. You know, it's the same thing when I visit other countries and I see these brilliant dancers, and I'm like, you know, I don't want to take anything away from what they are to say they're not in the culture, but it's not their culture originally. Yeah, and again, I'm not trying to take anything away from what they're doing. It's just like, it's different. Like I could still go to New York and get down with people in their 70s. Yeah, no. Like it's like I don't know how to explain this to you in Paris or in Austria or, you know, Portugal or what. It's like and you know, not to say that people are thinking one way or another, but it's like when you go to these places where it's like grandfather, grandson, granddaughter, you know, they're all like great grandchild, like all these generations are like rocking together in these parties, like, or you know, it's totally different. It's such a cool American thing, you know.
Yeah, no, it's really amazing. And like I said, you just have such a diverse palette, and it comes across in your music.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, honestly, I mean, there's a lot of depth and stuff with the drums and the rhythms, and like just like, I mean, man, I don't even know where to begin now. It's like okay, now we did the backstory. So. Okay, so here's the question I got to ask you. This is probably going to be like one of the questions I ask everybody. Do you have an origin story with house? Do you remember the first time you heard like house music and you're like, well, this is different? Like, what is this?
I don't remember when I first heard house music specifically to be like, oh, this is house music, especially because now like I take such pride in like the American pedigree of house music and how like vast that is regionally and generationally. But I do remember when I first saw dance and the song that was playing made me feel some kind of way that was like synergistic versus like I just liked the song or I saw the dance. And it's funny because it's definitely house music, but it's also it's like, such a corner of dance music, but it was Sugar is Sweeter, the Armand Van Helden.
Oh yeah.
Remix that Sugar Daddy, yo.
Yeah,
Sugar
yeah,
Daddy.
yeah.
And I was at a I probably
yeah.
was like 12 or 13 and I was at a house party.
Yeah.
And and Sivan was DJing the house party.
Oh my gosh, Sivan.
Yeah, it was just like a suburban house party, and he was DJing the house party, and it was him and somebody else. I can't remember who else. It might have been Chris. Maybe it was Chris Serrano. I don't know. But he was playing, and Vid, Gabi, and Bob were dancing. I'm pretty sure it was, if I remember, it was either Bob and somebody else. Sivan was dancing at that party too, but like he played that song, and I remember them going the fuck off. And I just remember it being like, oh shit, like this song has an energy that these guys are matching with the way that they were moving and commanding like this house party, like this cipher at this house party. And I just remember being like, it was the first time I never had a sense of intimidation when it came to that stuff for whatever reason. It's like, I'd only been dancing for maybe 6 months, if that, but like, I never had the sense of intimidation or, I never thought I was good, but I never thought I was bad. And I just realized like all in one moment, like I had this like I could feel my blood pressure rise, it was like, I felt like butterflies in my stomach. Like I can't even go in. Like I can't even dance right now. Like this is like this incredible thing. And I remember being like, I need to buy this song, it's like, I need to go buy that record like right now. Yeah. And I had, they didn't have it at Tower Records where my mom would take me. It turns out there was another record store by Washington High School. I can't remember the name of it now, but they ended up having it. They had like a lot of radio forward stuff.
Oh, you're talking about straight hits, or it used to be bass.
I can't.
Is it right there on Fremont Boulevard?
Yes.
Yeah, that was Bass Records. That was my homie Davey D's spot.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They ended up having the record.
Yeah. That was a big record, man. Armand Van Helden had so many big records. Like, Then they were crossover too. A lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was something that once I had heard it at that house party, it was maybe like a year later. I started hearing it on like, I think it was 97.7 at the time, or 93. I can't remember what the call sign was.
Yeah, 94.9.
Yeah, 94. I can't remember the call sign.
You're talking about like Greg Lopez and all those cats. Right. They would take stuff from the deep house scene and kind of mash it up into their quick mixing style.
Exactly. But so it wasn't like you were getting like the real whole song.
Yeah, no, you were getting like a clip, the drop, and it's like, oh my god, bro.
Yeah. It wasn't until I was hearing like Your Mama's House and stuff where I was like getting to get like a radio DJ set, Yeah. But even that was like, I didn't discover that. I was like, people give me tapes. Yeah. And then like trying to tune in or whatever. Yeah. But like, I think that was the first time, if you're gonna call it house music, like that I remember being like, I really like this thing.
You've been listening to the TruSouL Radio podcast with your boy JoJo, your weekly dive into beats, the venues, and the history that built our community. From the new heat hitting the dance floor to the parties and stories that shaped the Bay Area's house scene, we bring it all to you with respect and rhythm. Stay tuned, stay moving and shaking, and keep representing the roots of the underground. Thank you for joining us for a special edition of TruSouL Radio with our special guest, Cody, CoFlo, Ferreira. This is, of course, only part 1. You got to stay tuned for that part 2. We'll get that dropping soon. Stay tuned for a little music mix featuring me, your boy JoJo. Once again, stay moving and shaking. Thanks for joining TruSouL Radio.
let's just dance. I'm on my manners, won't take advantage. Trust I can manage that. Can you picture that? Yeah. I don't know who you've been dealing with, but I guarantee that you ain't been with this. Because if you had, you forget about the past. Before this gets out of hand, no more distance, let's just dance. I'm on my manners, won't take advantage. Trust
want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave to the rhythm, 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 to the rhythm The song's manical and its demonic charge. It is the original breath.
down on the floor. I just want more. I need help. I see. I've been infected with house music. 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 Doctor, it's like my temperature is rising and my body's getting all sweaty. And I know it's a room full of people, but when it comes over me, it's like there's no one in the room with me. So can you please tell me what's come over me? I need help. I see. I've been infected with house music. 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 Yeah.
got time like we used to. So we still shine